Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. I'm not very formal. Here's today's zinger. Are you like me? Grocery store involves going to the yarn store first? You can admit it. We're all friends here. Let's get on with today's tutorial. Welcome back to the Crochet Cradle. So as my friends over at yarnspirations.com, I'm your host Mikey. Today is the annual Christmas blanket. So I got a quick story for you. So many years ago, most of us that are average people like you and I, we struggle with money during Christmas. And one particular year I was literally broke. Flat broke, couldn't charge nothing, I had no money, and yet there's Christmas coming and there is an expectation by family to have Christmas gifts ready for everybody. So it's one of those ideas that I couldn't run out to buy anything, but I did have yarn. So what I did is I came up with 3 blankets that were red, white, and green, and I created those for the family instead. Now the reason why I did that is that Christmas for these particular people were very, very important, and the Christmas decor, their house was all done up, and I thought, well, maybe I can contribute by providing them something that they can pull out of their closet every year. So I created 3 particular afghans. They were just completely granny square concepts, but I was really quite proud of myself, and it was something from my own hands. So my goal this year, 2021, was to recreate the idea of money is tight for everybody. Living in pandemic times, I think a lot of us can relate to the struggle. A lot of us in the yarn people, a lot of us like crocheters have a lot of yarn too, and I thought, well, maybe I can create a design that may be desirable, that has texture and of interest, and from that the annual Christmas blanket came to be. So what I wanted to do is look at yarn that came out in 2021, and this is Red Heart Super Saver Ogo. This is the same yardage that you would have at a regular Red Heart Super Saver. So if you don't have the Ogo format, you can use the regular size yarn. So you'll need 2 balls, or Ogos of red, 2 balls, and this is actually called Cherry in Ogo format, and then the green was called Hunter, so 2 Ogos of Hunter, and then 2 Ogos of white. The color that you'll use the most is considered white. And what we have here is that this is the 3rd time that I'm crocheting this as a sample, and so what I wanted to do is just slightly change the order when it came to actually doing this. So let me share more about that next. So on the 3rd page is a crochet diagram that I developed for this, and there's a repeat of rows number 8 all the way to 16. What you have to pay attention to the most is that there is a back and forth, so it's the right side and wrong side, and I'll share more about that in a bit. But what I changed on the original video that I'm about to show you is that I changed the repeat itself. So the repeat is still rounds 8 through 16. The difference is that the blanket that I'm about to show you on screen literally had repeat 8s to 16, and it said so many times, and then it said to repeat so many rows rounds so many times and then repeat another. I decided that because it was my 3rd time around, I found that it was actually just good to finish on a 16th round, and you can make it as big as you want to. So this particular blanket that you're seeing on screen was a 56 by 56 inch blanket, so a red was almost used up to the end. You won't play yarn chicken if you're keeping to the gauge, but you could just have to repeat rounds number 8 through 16, and I thought for myself, if Christmas is already stressful, why create a repeat that's harder to be able to follow? So you just can, once you get this into your head, you can probably put the pattern away and enjoy the rest of your stitching journey. So without further ado, I want to call a note that there's going to be a mistake that's verbal. I'm going to put a note on the screen. I believe it's in round number 2, and just watch for that, and I will put a note on there so that you can find that in the future. So it was caught after the filming was complete. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the baby size version of this, and it's exactly the same pattern as written. The stitching repeat for the rows rounds is different, but as I'm telling you right now, it's repeating 8 through 16, and you only have to repeat it 4 more times after you do it the first time for this particular sample. But if you want it bigger, you can just go as big as you want to, and of course smaller you can stop earlier, and you can decide what's right for you. So let's begin, and I'm gonna play that video for you now. So here's the main example, and you crochet rounds 1 through 7. Once you get 7 done, rounds 8 through 16 is the repeat of this entire thing, and you just keep going in sequence of 8 through 16 and it will always stay in balance. You can go as big as you want to go, so you can make it even bigger than a baby blanket. This is 38 by 38. Now using the same mathematics you can do a smaller version. It just means that you stop sooner so that you have a lovey size. So if you're not sure what a lovey size is, sometimes the loveys have faces that pop out at the center, which you can apply to if you would like to do that, like little stuffies. But what it is that the parent on the go cannot always take the big blanket with them, so usually the lovey size is smaller so that you can take this into your luggage or your bag and take it with your baby so that the baby feels at comfort even though it's a smaller size. So you can make 2 identical, one regular size, one lovey size, so the lovey size is a to-go size. So let's go to the crochet diagram next to show you what's up with that. So here's the copy of the diagram. It is available for download. It's a free pattern, as I always do. And what we do is we start off right in the center. So usually in crochet diagrams you have more than just one side showing. I'm not very good at being able to do that. I don't know how to do that yet. It's been a couple years for me learning this program, and that's just the way it is. So what I have here is that when we go to start, this is showcasing one side. You can see the skipping stitches that are happening, and what you need to pay attention to is that there's a right side and a wrong side. Now I just put the wrong side on this side of the graph here and the right side here, but it doesn't have to be done that way. So when you flip over the blanket in order to do right side or wrong side, you can be on the same corner. It's just for demonstration purposes I thought it was easier just to put it onto the one side. What you have to pay attention to the most in order to keep the sequence is that the 10th and the 11th row, 2 in a row, are both on the wrong side. So that will allow you to keep the sequence to give you the texture that this blanket has to offer. So those are the 2 rounds that you gotta pay attention to the most. So I'm going to take you all the way throughout this whole thing, and once you get to the 16th row you can repeat. This is row number 8 again, and you just go 8 through 16 as many times as you want to. The baby blanket that I've shown you has a special sequence, and you can see that in the pattern as well. But if you want to finish off on a 16th round you can always do so, or anywhere really. It's completely up to you. So it's a 5mm size H crochet hook. I'm gonna use some Caron 1 pound, and I'm gonna demonstrate how to do today's pattern. So let's begin, and I'm gonna create a slip knot. And to start off with your 5mm size H, you are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and slip stitch into the beginning chain and yarning over. So just wrap the yarn and pull through and create the center ring of your afghan or your blanket. And you're just gonna use this, and you're gonna put the straggler around that so that it gets stuck up underneath the stitches. Let's go to the first row. So let's do the first round or row, and what we want to do is just chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, that counts as a double crochet, and in the center of this same ring make sure the straggler's around so it gets stuck underneath, so you don't have to sew anything later. You are just going to double crochet 2 more times, and this will be considered one side of your blanket. To turn the corner it'll always be the same. It'll always be chain 2, and in the same ring you're going to apply 3 more double crochets this time. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to chain 2, and in the center of the ring again 3 more double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. You're going to chain 2 to turn again and do 3 more double crochet. So I'm gonna show you a corner join that Jeannie showed me many years ago, which I love. But if you don't like it you can always chain 2 and slip stitch to the top, or what I prefer is that I'm going to half double crochet and join it to the top. So I'm just gonna wrap the hook and going into the top of the first chain 3, pull through and pull through all 3, and this will be considered a corner, this stitch, and that's how you're gonna do it. Let's move along to the next round, round number 2. So if you went over the straggler in the last round, what you can do is just turn it and just pull on it, and then you can just safely cut that out of the way. This is a great pattern to just do with one ball of yarn. like as far as not changing any color, but if you'd like to change color you can do so at any time, but today I will not be demonstrating that. So here's where we finished for row number 2 or round 2. We're gonna turn our work and go and look at the back side, and now we're gonna do round 2. So you're going to begin by chaining 3. So 1, 2, 3, and in the same space you're going to apply another double crochet. You're then going to chain 2, skip the first stitch and go to the second. It's the middle one, and you're going to double crochet there, and then chain 1, skip the next stitch and go right for the corners. Here's a tip: when it's double crochet on the corners, almost all of them have 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochet in a corner. There's only one round where it does not happen like that. So let's turn our work and chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in this same corner, and we're gonna do the other 3 sides. So just chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and you're back already on a corner, so it'll be 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet in the next, and you're going all the way around in the same fashion. And on the very final side you're chaining 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and you're back in the same first corner, so you'll put in 2 double crochet and you'll join it with a half double crochet to the top of the first, chain 3, and that is your final corner, and that was round number 2. You're going to turn your work and let's do round number 3. In round number 3 it's going to start and you're gonna chain 1. So this is a single crochet round. Whenever there's a single crochet round, it's always the same for the corners. It's always 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Just remember that. When you come in, start the first one, you've already chained 1, so you're just gonna go single crochet, and then in each one of the stitches and spaces you were going to apply 1 single crochet into each one of the elements. So this helps stabilize and create that space that's desirable in the texture look. So go right into the space and each stitch as you go around. And then as you hit your corners, it's 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then you start the next side. I'll just show you one more side. So right into each stitch and each space all the way to the next corner, and corners are single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Please do this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of round number 3 in just a moment. So coming up all the way back around, just filling in the stitches and the spaces, and you're back on the original corner, so single crochet and join it with a half double crochet to the beginning single crochet to form the last space. Let's turn our work and move on to round number 4. In round number 4 we're going to do single crochet, but we're only gonna play within the front loop only, which will give a texture look on the other side. So this is the back side of the work. It's on the wrong side. So to start a new corner you're going to chain 1 and you'll single crochet right into the space. The rest of the single crochets you'll play on the front loops only. So when you go in you always see 2 strands, and that's 1 whole stitch. If you go into the strand that's closest to you, that is a front loop, and if you dive into the strand that's away from you, the furthest, that's the back loop. So what I want you to do is just stay within the front loop. So just dive up underneath, only capture 1 loop and single crochet, and so you're just gonna do that all the way across. Really just slide it on up. So instead of sliding it across, you're just picking that first one out, and what this is doing is it's creating a little texture line that's on the front, which is part of the noticeable desirable look on the front side of the blanket. So once you get them all done, you're in the corner. So 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet in the regular space, and then just start doing your front loops only. So this is what it's gonna look like. See this line? That's what you're creating, and so you're gonna do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of number 4 in just a moment. Okay, I'm just coming to the very last corner. This is where I started. You're going to go right into the corner and then just reach on over with the half double crochet join to the top of the beginning single crochet. Turn your work, and now we're moving on to round number 5, and so you will see the texture line has been applied. Let's move on to number 5. In round number 5 we're looking at the right side of the work still, and just letting you know, and you're going to chain 3, and then in the same corner space 1 more double crochet. So you're back on double crochets for this round, and so the corners will be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So in each one of the stitches across it's just 1 double crochet, so you got a nice easy round to do, just double crocheting it, and that provides a nice landing spot for the texture as well. So just go all the way around, 1 double crochet in each, and then the corners 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and I'll see you at the end of number 5 in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around, and in the last space is going to be 2 double crochet followed by just a join to the top of the chain 3 with the half double crochet join. This is considered the right side of the work, just to keep an eye on things, and it will become very obvious as we do the next round as you turn your work. And let's do round number 6. As you do round number 6 you're looking at the back side, so the wrong side, because we're about to do faux popcorn, which requires you to look at the back side. So to do this stitch you're going to then just chain 1 and do 1 single crochet in the corner, but before you move on in the same corner I need you to apply a treble. So wrap the hook twice and go right into the corner space and apply a treble. So even though it's a neat round, you got to make sure you have this combination in the corner space. Starting in the very first one, this one was a treble, so the next one has to be a single, and you're gonna alternate between the 2 stitches, so the next one must be a treble, and the trebles are being forced to squat down, which is creating the faux popcorn. So if that was treble, the next one has to be a single, and you're gonna keep doing the opposite to each other as you work your way across. And the secret is how you do your corners. So you can turn your work at any point just to see how that's coming out the other side. It's really beautiful, and it's part of maybe one of the reasons why you're clicked on today's video, is just to see this texture. So the very last stitch before you end up in a corner should be a single crochet if it's right, if the counts are right. Now in your corner you have to apply 1 treble first, then 1 single, and now you're ready to turn. So chain 2 and then begin another side. So you start off with a single first and then a treble into the same corner space, and then you start picking up the side that you know it to be. So the first one in the side should be a single, and then a treble, and etc. I need you to do this all the way around. This is round number 6 of doing the faux popcorn. I'll be back in just a moment. As you come to the very end you want to complete it, so the next one in the corner to start is a treble, and then you're going to single, and then you're going to join it with the half double crochet to the first single, and that was round number 6. You're gonna turn your work, and now you can start seeing the texture happening. Isn't that beautiful? And now you're going to go on to round number 7, and this is the last round before we start the repeating of the pattern. So in this round it's straight double crochet, so you're just gonna chain 3 right where you are. Make sure you're looking at the right side, so that all the faux popcorn, so you will not have any questions now if you're looking at the right side or wrong side now that this faux popcorn is in. So in the same corner you're going to apply 1 double crochet. So you have a total of chain 3 and 2. So each corner here on this round is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Starting in the very first single crochet that you have, just get yourself started, it's just gonna be 1 double crochet in each of the stitches across. So these ones here, you just gotta tilt it back towards you just to get the top of those trebles, and once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. And then so the next one is a single there that you see, so it's double and everything, so it's right there. So you just gotta tilt it forward towards you just to get access to it, and this is gonna really make those faux popcorn look amazing. So just apply 1 double crochet in each of the stitches across, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in each of the corners, and I'll meet you at the end of this round, and this is round number 7. When you come back around, you're just going to apply 2 double crochet into the very first corner that you started with, and then join it, and this will be the ending of round number 7. So just do that, and we're gonna turn and work and start on the wrong side first, but now this is the start of the repeat. So let's go back to the diagram. So as we start this, we're now going to on round number 8, and what we're going to do is that this is a repeat now from 8 to 16. So when you start row number 8 again, it's still the same amount of counts coming out of a corner, it's just gonna be wider obviously. So within each time we go around, it just gets wider and wider. So this means then there will be more of these popcorn that will be sitting inside of those, and everything will equal out to each other. So as we begin, you're gonna start on the wrong side right here on the 8th row, or the 8th round, and then we're gonna continue. So we have to keep an eye on the 10th and 11th, and I will tell you that when we get there. So let's start the 8th row now. So let's start the 8th row, and the reason why we want the 8th row to be on the wrong side is that when we apply the popcorn in the next round, the popcorns naturally pop out to the side you're looking at, so it has to be the right side. So you're gonna start off and you're gonna chain 3, and then in the same corner I need you to apply 2 more double crochet. This is the exception side, and so what you're going to do then is just to make sure that you have 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in each of the corners. You're going to skip the first 2 out, and you're going to immediately go into the 3rd one away, and you're going to apply this V-stitch. So the V-stitch will be 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Once you do the first one like that, you're gonna skip the next 2 and go to the 3rd one over and apply another V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and you're gonna do this all the way to the next corner. So skipping 2, go to the 3rd, double, chain 2, and double. So I'll meet you close to the next corner in just a moment. As you're approaching the next corner, I'm skipping 2 and going into the one after that, so it's the 3rd one away. So a V-stitch again, and this should place you so that you have 2 stitches before the corner, and this will happen every time that you do this particular round, but it'll just be wider of course in the future. So right here in the corner, you're going to apply 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So as you start this side, you're skipping the first 2 out, so the 1 and 2, and go to the 3rd and start with your V-stitch again. And you'll do this all the way to the next corner, and etc. So please do this all the way around. I'll see you at the end of the round in just a moment. So I'm coming up to the close of the ending of the rotation. This is number 8, and you're just gonna go right into the first space that you started with, the first corner. Apply 3 double crochet first, and then just join it with the half double crochet to the beginning, to the top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, so let's turn and work, and you should be looking at the right side of the project now as we begin the 9th row. So we're now going to apply popcorn in each one of the center of the V-stitches. So the number of popcorn is dependent on those being in there. So we have to build ourselves from the corner to those spots. So that's what we're going to do now. So we should be looking at the right side of the project because the popcorn naturally comes out towards you when you make it. Let's begin. You're going to chain 3, will count as your first double crochet, and you'll double crochet into the same one. You're gonna double crochet in each of these here, the 3. And what you have to watch for the most is the next part, and it's right here. So this V-stitch here, because the corner is right here, you're only gonna chain 1 and then do your popcorn in the center of that V-stitch. So to do the popcorn, it's 4 double crochet into the same V-stitch. So let's just do 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once the 4 are in, you're going to drop it, come to the first one of the grouping of 4 and go from the front to the back, loop it, just takes a few seconds, and then pull it through. Now to move to the next one, you have to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and then popcorn in the next. So it's 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Drop the first one of the grouping of 4, pick it up, pull through, and chain 2. So what I want you to know is that when we started the first popcorn, we only chained 1 to get to there, but then there's chaining 2 in between. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna meet you on the next one right here, and I'll show you how to start and go into this corner as you're coming across. So please continue to popcorn until the next corner where I'll meet you up in a moment. So I'm in the last V-stitch. I'm just putting the popcorn in that last one. So there's 4 double crochet, drop, insert, pick up, and pull. Now you're only gonna chain 1. So leading into this we only chain 1, and then you come into the remaining of these double crochets before the corner. So it's 1 double crochet in each, and then your corners are what you already know. So it's 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 2 to turn, and then back into the same corner for 2 double crochet. So let's just quickly review another side. So just you're gonna do the first 3 as a double crochet, and before you start the first popcorn you have to only chain 1 first, and then coming into the popcorn, sorry, coming into the V-stitch, you'll make a popcorn. Okay, and once that first popcorn is made, you chain 2 to go to the next popcorn, and etc. And I just showed you how to finish the side. So you do the same thing all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round in just a moment. So I'm coming to the end of the round. This is the last popcorn. There's only a chain 1 there, and I will fill in the last double crochets that are here. You're going to notice is that it's kind of buckling in a little bit. Do not worry about that yet, because the next round is gonna stabilize that. Okay, it does a nice job of framing it. So in the last corner it's 2 double crochet, and then joining it to the top of the first, chain 3. Now we're gonna turn and work and start on the wrong side. So for rounds number 10 and 11 we're both on the wrong side. So when we get around the next round we're just gonna continue to go in the same rotation. We're not gonna flip it. So let's begin round number 10. So in round number 10 we're gonna fill in the spaces in between the popcorn, plus use the popcorn as well. So the thing that you need to watch for is that, remember we chained 1 here, so there's only gonna be 1 double crochet in this particular space, but in the rest of them between the popcorns there's always gonna be 2. So just remember the ones just after the corner is only 1, and the ones just before the corner is only 1. So if your stitch count becomes off, chances are it's gonna be here if you keep doing 2s all the way across. So let's begin the next round. So let's start with round number 10. You're gonna chain 10, sorry, you're gonna chain 3, and then you're gonna double crochet into the same one. You're going to apply 1 double crochet in each of the stitches that you see. Okay, so each of these double crochets gets another double crochet, and what you're looking for is the space, which is coming up right now. So in the space, this is your first popcorn, so only in the space it's 1 double crochet, and then in the top of this popcorn it's 1 only double crochet. Now the rest of the spaces in between the popcorns is going to have 2 double crochet, and then 1 into the top of the popcorn, and you'll do that all the way to the end of this. So there's gonna be 2 here, and then 1 into the next. If you accidentally put in 2 into the first space, you know, you can always just subtract out a stitch somewhere. If you accidentally do that, I actually did that once. just so you know. So instead of frogging everything back out and you realize it in the next round, you can just do a 2 together stitch and eliminate a stitch if you have to. Be creative. It's your stitching journey after all. And if you don't tell anybody, probably nobody would notice. So coming across, and I'm using my hand, I can feel these popcorns in behind, and I can feel with these hands here, there's no more popcorn left. So in this one here, there's 2, 1 into the last popcorn, and just make sure there's only 1 into the space between the popcorn and the corner. And then you're gonna start with the stitches that you get to the corner with. You don't hear me counting, just I'm only worried about those spaces in between popcorns, and this will settle down any buckling that you saw. So in the corner it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So starting in the next side, you're just gonna start and fill in the double crochets from what you see. And I'm worried about that first space before the first popcorn. Make sure there's only 1 into that space, and then do your tops of your popcorn and making sure that there's 2 double crochets in between the popcorns. So I've already shown you how to finish off one side, so just use that as your memory. Go back in time if you have to, scroll back in the video, and I will see you at the end of this round in a moment. This is round number 10. So I'm coming around, and the last space, the corner space, is a 2 double crochet, and join it to the top of the first with a half double crochet. Do not turn your project around, just leave it as is, and you're going to start round number 11. So I can direct your attention to what we did here. You know how we skip stitches? We're going to be doing that again. It's just wider, that's all. So you're just gonna start off and you'll chain 3, and you'll put in 1 double crochet into the same corner. Chain 1, and you're gonna skip the first one out and go to the second. Chain 1, skip the next one, and double crochet into the one after that. You're creating these spaces. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Please do this all the way to the next corner. I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm getting close to the first corner, and if your counts are right, when you chain 1 after this one, you gotta skip 1 before you go into the corner. If you're going there and there's no stitch to skip, chances are it's down here when you did the last one. You know how you did there? You might have missed one going down here, or you might have missed something in the spacing or whatever. But what I would try to do is just to make sure that you can fake it or make it, right? So whatever you need to do in order to correct yourself. So the corners are going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. The pattern is sound as far as like testing wise. I've done it several times and our testers did as well. So you should end up exactly where I'm showing you. So when you start the next side, just chain up 1, skip the first one out, and 1 single or 1 double in the next, and then chain 1, skip 1, and etc. Please do this all the way around. This is round number 11. I'm gonna leave you a little tip here while I'm completing round number 11. So for example, say one round you're ending up right where you should, and the next side that you're not. So this side's good and this side you seem to be short a stitch. What I would do is calculate the number of these spaces that you had on the round or on the side that worked, and then count the number of spaces on the side that you think you're short. And what I would do is force a stitch to happen regardless. And how you can do that is that if you end up, for example, right at the end and you're in the last stitch and you still needed that extra space, you can still use the last stitch here, chain 1, and then do your corner just to force that extra space to happen. It does matter in the future, but just make sure that it's the same amount of spaces that you had in the other rounds, just in case you are short. So that's something that you can do. I don't know if anybody would really notice it unless you said something, but it's a great option to do, and it gives you an exit ramp without having to take apart your work in case you notice that. So I will be back in a moment. So I'm coming back around and finishing the last corner. It's 2 double crochet in, and then just join it with the half double crochet to the top. This is the end of the 11th round. So we're still on the wrong side, so we now want to flip to the good side, to the right side, as we continue our journey into round number 12. Okay, let's begin round number 12. This is a single crochet round, so just chain up 1, and in the corners it'll be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So start your first corner with just a single crochet and you'll finish that corner when you get back around. So each one of these double crochets will have a single crochet, and if there's a space, which there is right here, just fill that space in with a single crochet. So this is a nice easy round, and it's these single crochets that give it the concept of these the stitch work just holding apart from each other to keep it consistent looking. So fill in each one of the stitches and spaces with a single crochet. Your corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and I'll see you at the end of number 12 in just a moment. I'm coming to the end of the 12th row here, or the 12th round, and going into every stitch, and then in the corner space it's 1 single crochet and then join it with the half double crochet. You're going to need to turn this now to the wrong side so the faux popcorn is away from you, and let's begin the 13th round. If you recall back on round number 4 when we did that front post single crochet and it creates this line, that's what we're doing now on this round. So you'll start when chain 1 and 1 single crochet in the corner. So the corners again in this particular round are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So starting in the first one, just go into the front loop only. I already showed you how to do that, and you'll do that all the way across until you get to the next corner, and then again it is 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So make sure that you do single crochet in the front loops only when you're not in a corner, and that will create that line of work that you can see on the other side. Please do this all the way around. This is lucky round 13. So I'm coming all the way back around. I have 1 single crochet in the final space, join it to the beginning single crochet with a half double crochet join. We're going to flip our work now and get to the right side of the work and move on to round number 14. In 14 we're going to start right now. So nice easy row for you. 14 you're gonna chain 3 and then you'll put a double crochet in the same spot as the join. Make sure you are looking at the right side so your popcorns will be jumping out. So is your full popcorn from before. And so it's just 1 double crochet in each of the stitches all the way across. Corners are 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and please do this all the way around for round number 14. When you get back around, you just got to make sure you put 2 double crochet into the first corner space and then just join it to the top of the first chain 3. So now we're going to, with the half double crochet. So now you're gonna turn your work and do round number 15, and 15 is the faux popcorn, so you gotta make sure that you are on the back side and the wrong side when you go to start this round. So round number 15 is next. So round number 15 you've already done it before in round number 6, and we're gonna start off and you're going to chain 1. In the same corner you're going to apply 1 single crochet first and then a treble into the corner. It's exactly what you did before. Then the very next stitch is going to be a single crochet. So the single crochet will start you off, and so then you'll do treble, single, treble, single all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the first corner in just a moment. So coming around to the first side here, the last one before the end is a single crochet. That's just a matter of keeping in the count, and then your first one into the corner, it has to be a treble and then a single, and then you're ready to turn. So chain 2 and then back into the same corner, single crochet, treble, and then you'll start the next side here with the single and complete this all the way around. This is round number 15, and I'll be back in just a moment. I'm coming to the end of number 15, and we're just putting that first treble into the corner space, then a single, and then we're just going to join with a half double crochet to the first single like that. We're gonna turn our work and do round number 16, which is the end of the repeat section. So let's do number 16 next. So 16th is the final row. You should be looking at the good side, so your faux popcorns and your popcorns and all the fun stuff should be facing you. So because when you start round number 8 again, 8 is on the wrong side. So just make sure that you keep a note of that. So just chain up 1 and just do 1 single crochet into the first corner, and just apply 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. So that's the first one is a single, and then the treble you just gotta tilt it forward to get to it, and then you'll go right into the treble and then a single, and you're just applying one single crochet in each stitch going all the way across. This makes that popcorn just jump off the blanket, which is really visually interesting. So continue this around in the corners. It'll be one single crochet, chain 2, one single crochet, and I'll be back at the end of the round in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way around on number 16 and just filling those in one single crochet in the final space and then join with a half double crochet. So now you're going to start again if this is the end of the blanket for you. So if you keep repeating, this is a great round to finish on number 16. But just trim your yarn. I keep these little samples for myself so I can remember my stitch combinations in the future. So you'll just need a tapestry needle. You can weave it in with the hook, but it will fall out on you, so it's better for this. Turn it to the back side, to the wrong side, and just drag it through the stitch work. Don't mess with the edge. Okay, don't touch the edge, just stay on the inside and come through once. And when you pull on it, don't pull to the point you're gonna change the shape. So then you'll go through a slightly different path back in the opposite direction, but you're not quite done. You're gonna come back on in and you are going to then finish that off a third time. So your blanket can never stretch in 3 directions at the same time, so that's what makes that permanent. And then you can cut this right down into the project and you should be good to go. Anytime you have a loose end, you'll want to do it that way, and therefore you'll have a nice finishing. And then to block it, if you would like to, if it's not sitting completely flat, just damp it in a little bit and just lay it on a flat surface, let dry. And because if it's acrylic yarn, it'll hold its shape forever, and then any kind of wool product you can block it, but then once you wash it again you'll have to reblock. So that's just something to keep in mind. So this is the baby shower blanket. It's a pattern by me, and hopefully you had a great day today, and we'll hope to see you again. Bye bye.